All right, so welcome all those who are logging from within and from out of the country. We want to really appreciate you for finding time to be here. As a team, we value trainings, and I love always being very honest with all of us. From 15 years experience, what I've realized is that if you don't train, even if your business is behaving so well today, soon it will give you huge challenges. So that is why it's very critical to make sure that you are always attending trainings. And today we have a unique session where we are going to purely look at the incentives. The company every year brings on board some incentives just to go beyond the bonuses that you are paid every month. And there are so many incentives. Unfortunately, many people don't know about them, and others just know that they're incentives. They don't know the exact incentives. And others know what kind of incentives we have, but they don't know how to win or to qualify for those incentives. Okay? So that is what we want to do today. And if you allow me, I'll go through largely the company incentives, but I'll also touch on team incentives. And then thereafter, we'll do a quick recognition as we do every Tuesday. So let me go ahead and share some of the incentives. By the way, all these resources, you comfortably get them from your back office. Just make sure that you are able to access them from back office. Just a second, I see where to get them. Just a minute. Yes, here we are. So let me now go ahead and share. And the minute you're able to see them, let me know so that I don't assume you can see them and perhaps you are not seeing them. So this is a PDF, and you'll be able to see it at the back office. Okay, so I believe you can see what I'm sharing. You can always put your video on and do thumbs up, so that I know you can, anyone who is confident and truly in the meeting. Sometimes when you're not settled, it means you're not truly in the meeting. If you text, I'm not able to see because I'm sharing the slide. Okay, let me assume you can see this. So we are starting with the very first incentive that we call 3 in 30 incentive. 3 in 30 incentive. And this is the incentive that we are using as a team to build our business, the networking aspect of our business. We are using this 3 in 30, where we say every month sponsor 3 people. Now, this is an incentive that earns you free products. So what they do is they'll tell you that for every 3 people you bring on board, and within that month, all the 3, they do 100 personal points. And you, of course, you must have your own 100 personal points. If you do that, then the company assigns you 15 PV product. You're not given the points themselves. but you are allowed to select from pre-selected products. You select a product that is 15 points, equivalent to 15 points. Okay? So that means if in the month of March, you sponsor 3 people, you can always go back to your back office and you redeem literally a product worth 15 points or less. But it will be among the pre-selected ones. They might have 2 or 3 or 4 from which you select the one you want to order. But now you'll not spend your money to get the product. You are using those points to get the products. If within the same month of, say, this March, you sponsor another 3, that is now a total of 6. And all the 6 within the month of March, the month they have joined, whichever the month, they all do 100 points, then it means you have done 3 in 30 twice, and so you don't get 2 different products worth 15 points, 15 points. And there is no limit as to how many 3 in 30s you can do in a month. So that is what we are talking about here. And the whole literature here is basically explaining what I've talked about. But note that there is huge recognition for those who are doing 3 in 30. In fact, even in East Africa Impact Summit, towards the end of the year, you'll see these people being recognized. It was done very highly. We were among those who were highly recognized with PROs in Dar es Salaam last year for doing the 3 in 30 many times. So basically that is what we call 3 in 30. And as I move on, if there is something that is not clear, you can always jot it down on the charts. And then when I'm done, I can always come back and respond to this. So that is 3 in 30. And as simple as it is, ladies and gentlemen, we really must use it as our guide to building an exponentially growing business. The idea is, if this month, even if you are a brand new distributor, if you just joined this month, and you get 100 personal points, your own. Personal points means the ones you get when you buy products in your own name. And then you bring in 3 people, and they all do 100 points. That is 3 in 30. How many points do you have already? 400 points. So you are still a qualified distributor, a strong one, but you'll be paid some bonus within that first month. Of course, if you earn another 100 points, you get to 500 points that easily, and you have stepped to the manager level. So that is what we call 3 in 30. Any question on 3 in 30? On the chat. On the chat. Any question on 3 in 30? As I check whether there is anyone burning, let me mention that if you sponsor 10 people this month, and you don't have any of the 3 out of the 10, you don't have any 3 doing 3 in 30, doing 100 points. Even if all the 10 the following month they do 100 points, that is not counted as 3 in 30 because it has to be within the month they have joined. So very important. Every incentive the company puts on board is meant to help you fast track your business, to grow your business faster. So that is the rationale behind all, not some, all the incentives. Okay, I can see there are no questions. It's only thumbs up, which means we can proceed. Now, I want to go ahead and share another incentive that we call Fast Start Step Up Bonus. Maybe it's important to ask you to first note this down, the 4 incentives you are looking at, so that you can very easily later remember what we are doing. Look at that. So we are basically talking of these 4 incentives. We've looked at 3 in 30 incentive. So now I want us to look at the fast start step up bonus. Thereafter, we look at direct and above incentives, the general incentives booklet. And then we finish with team incentives. That is what we are doing. So can we move on to the second set of incentives, and that is fast start step up bonus. This is a very, very good incentive that the company has brought lately. They've not been there. This incentive is called fast start step up bonus, but the company has brought them recently. So let's see how you use them to build a very fast growing business. Again, I want to share this, the incentive. And there we go. There we go. Hope you can see that. So fast start step up bonus. Yeah, we are saying earn cash as you grow. Now, this incentive, listen to this, targets the new members but helps the old members to really grow their business. Now, what does that mean? That every single person is a beneficiary of this. Why? In our business, it is either you are working to win this incentive, which is a direct benefit for you, or you are helping your members, your team members, to earn the incentive. And let me tell you, the minute you help your distributors, the new ones, to earn this incentive, then your business grows very fast. So never think that it is for new distributors. No, it is for everyone. For the new distributors to earn the money immediately, for the older distributors to help their distributors, the new ones, to earn the incentive, and that means your business is growing very fast. Because the only way to earn this incentive is by growing from day one. When you are young, 5 months and below are the ones who earn this cash. 5 months old and below. Are we communicating on that? So let me quickly show you what we are talking about here. We are saying, allow me to start with the manager there. The manager. We are saying the month you join will not be counted as a full month. So from the following month, they now start counting. So when we say step up to manager, you can see there how to earn. Step up to manager plus sponsor 2 new starts with 100 personal points in the first full month. It means the month you join, even if you've joined on first, it is counted that you have maybe lost an hour or some minutes in that month. So it will not be counted as a full month. Full month starts from the following month from when you join. This, so the one we would call the second month, it becomes your first full month. So it's like you have 6 months if you have joined at the beginning of whichever the month. Now, assuming that is clear, the issue of full months, now we are saying, manager, you step up to manager. How many points do you need to be recognized as a manager? Let me see who is listening to me. How many points on the chart? How many points do you need to become a manager if you are a distributor? How many points? How many points do you need? Faith, 500. Thank you, Faith. I can see you are very attentive. Some might be now running from kitchen to come and type. Ah, I can see Akinyi has reached. Dorothy, Mary Bochi. Yeah, 500. Thank you. Thank you, Obura. Thank you. I can see I have people who are on board. By the way, we said, if you are very ready for this meeting, sit down, put your video on. Let me see that at least I have some people who are listening and taking notes. Otherwise, the assumption is like Ngaira is here, whole, 100%. Others might be busy in kitchen, others, I don't know, wherever they are. Okay. Thank you, Gaira. It's very encouraging. At least I'm 100% sure that we are more than one in the call. Okay. So you become a manager by having 500 points with your team. Yours could be just 100, but then the team gives you the other 400. Then you're saying sponsor 2 new members, each with 100 points. They can join with less than 100, but before the month ends, the month they have joined, they should have topped it to 100 points plus. And that way, you will get an additional 1,300 Kenya shillings. For those who are in Tanzania, the figure is there. Uganda, the figure is there. Those who are in other countries, you have these booklets with your currency. Please check and count and confirm. That is for manager. Now, if by end of the third month, or anything below 5 months, if you have stepped up to senior manager is 1,000 points with your team, and you sponsor one more. You already sponsored 2. That's the assumption as a manager. Now you sponsor one more, so you have 3. Then the company will give you an extra 2,600 Kenya shillings on top of what you're gotten as a manager, on top of what you're getting as a senior manager as your bonus. And by the way, supposing in the first month you didn't make it to manager, but maybe somewhere, maybe in your second or third month, that is when you are even starting sponsoring, and you sponsor 3 within maybe your third month, and then you have 100 personal points, and by at the beginning of the month you were a distributor, but now you have closed that month as a senior manager. What that means is you'll earn both for manager and for senior manager, because it means in your third month you became both manager, and you didn't stop at that, you became a senior manager, and the sponsoring is 3. So for manager it was expected 2, for senior manager 3, so you'll earn both. 1,300 plus 2,600. That is 3,900 Kenya shillings. That's a very good start of the business. I started with only 2,002 Kenya shillings as my first bonus. Now here we are talking of your bonus, whatever it is, plus an incentive of all this money. That is quite exciting. Remember, if you are past this level, you help your downlines to win these incentives, then your business grows faster. Can we go to the third and the last in this category? That is executive manager. Here we are saying within the first 5 full months, if you will become an executive manager, meaning 2,000 points in a month or more, if that happens, then you sponsor 6 people in total with 100 points personal. So if you had sponsored 3, we are just saying you earned another 3 so that you have 6 within the first 5 full months. Then the company earns you as an executive manager, the company earns you 4,400 Kenya shillings. So it is possible that in your first 5 months, you earn all the 3, which totals to 8,300 Kenya shillings. That is what we are saying. But note this. I'm reading the last bullet here because it's the one that is a little bit tricky. Note this, that you must be qualified at the title for the bonus you are receiving in that month. What that means is, if in your maybe third month, you became an executive manager, but you had not sponsored 6, you had sponsored 3, that means you're being given the bonus for senior manager because the sponsoring has not reached for executive manager. So the following month, if you sponsor another 3, that is now 6. But the previous month you were an executive manager. This current month, you must also qualify as an executive manager with the 2,000 points or more so that you get the executive manager incentive. Otherwise, if you don't qualify as the executive that you stepped up to last month, then you are losing on this incentive. So let's be careful on this. And I want to stop sharing to see whether there is any question on this fast start bonus incentive, because we really want every single new distributor to make sure they are earning this incentive. Is there any question about the incentive, the step up bonus incentive? It's meant for those new distributors within their first, call it 6 months, because we are talking of 5 full months, but then the month you joined could be looked at as the 6th. Okay, thank you so much, Gaira. Very clear, very clear. Okay, thank you. I appreciate. So if there is no question, then we move on to the next set of incentives. Let's move on to the next set of incentives. And this time around, we are looking at the director incentives and above. So this booklet here, you realize that it's a combination of all the incentives we've talked about, but it has more. It has more. So this, again, all these materials are in your back office. So incentive period, January 2025 to December 2025. We've just started. We are in March. So even if you've not really been very careful on this, you can start today and start winning these incentives. So from when you start the journey, you can see this long journey here, this long journey from when you start, you go to all these other steps, director, emerald director, blah, blah, blah. You are getting several other incentives as you go up. We've looked at fast start bonus incentive, but let's now, and we've also looked at, we've looked at up to executive manager here. But let's now look at what about directors and above, because we want all of you to become directors. I don't know how many of us are promising that, hey, this month, I'm going to hit it. This month, I'm going to become a director. 4,000 points. Remember, it is starting the mind, and confession brings what? Confession. Okay. All right. Rosa, I'll come back to your question since we are on this different one here, but remind me to come back to that question. Okay, thank you, thank you. So now there is a very special incentive. This is the very first time this incentive has been put up for new directors. I'm so happy people like Susan Moravi have been able to win a couple of these incentives already, and many other directors in the core. So we are saying, when you step up to director, executive managers and below, are you listening? When you step up to director for the very first time, that is, how many points do you need? Now, if you're a director, don't answer this. How many points do you need to be recognized as a director? Forget about other small details like having been an executive manager the previous month, blah, blah, blah. But the current month, I can see people are sharp. And why are you not becoming? You know these things. And by the way, the three who are first to respond are all executive managers. I can see a distributor, Tabitha Masharia, who also knows this. So we are happy to celebrate you as a director, all of you. So when you do 4,000 points, you've become a director. The second month of becoming a director, by just qualifying at that level of director, and you make sure you've sponsored one person who has 100 points, the company gives you an extra 8,500 Kenya shillings. So you can see it here. Step up to director for the first time, do 100 points and 4,000 points with your team the following month, the month after stepping up. Then sponsor one person with 100 points. Then you've been given an extra 8,500 Kenya shillings. That is something good. Now, when you are a director for 2 months, the third month, you are called an emerald director. And automatically, as an emerald director, you again get this incentive of another 500 Kenya shillings. This emerald director here. So what that means, and Susan Mureithi got it. So it means it's possible. You only need to make sure that you have also sponsored one person with 100 personal points that month that you've stepped up to Emerald Director. Sponsor one new startup in the month with 100 points. So that is what we are saying about this incentive. Hope you are moving on well. I will not go to the higher levels, but I'll just give you a taste of what happens when you step up to Sapphire Director. The company gives you a whooping 58,000 Kenya shillings. That is over 580 US dollars. 580 US dollars. When you step up to one Ruby Director, that goes to 113,000. I have seen we have Josephine Marango here and Irene Mushukano from US and Zambia respectively. Now they are Sapphire Directors. The next step is one Ruby Director, and they will be getting this 113,000 Kenya shillings. Last month, and the month that was just ended, Irene Mushukano qualified for the 58,000 Kenya shillings. You see, there is a lot of money here. 2 Rupee Director, you get an extra 218,000. 3 Rupee Director, you get an extra 330,000. 4 Rupee, 430,000. All the way to 5 Diamond Director, 3.35 million Kenya shillings. So when we talk of pushing your business very hard to step up and step up and step up, we are talking of earning this kind of millions. This is on top of your bonus. It's just a token, just as an incentive. That's what we are talking about. So these others we have already looked at, but there is something called leadership school for our Sapphire Directors, where the company pays for your 3 nights and 4 days in a 5-star hotel for just leadership training and all that. So all these others we've looked at. But there is another incentive, just again to give you a taste. When you become an Emerald Director or a director and above, and you are consistent, there's another every single month bonus. For Emerald Directors, it is 8,500 every other month. Every single month. When you are a Sapphire, it's 13,000. For one team and president is 15,000 Kenya shillings every single month. So, but now, if you think I've talked about money, look at this president's team consistency cash. Several tables in the tune of millions. Like you can see as a president, if you're consistent, let's say you're 5 Diamond Director, you'll be getting up to the highest here in Kenya shillings. I can see it is 2.25 million. 2.205 million. The next table for developing directors, emerald directors, I can see if you develop 30 plus directors, emerald directors, then as a 5 Diamond Director, the bonus is 7 million. I'm assuming you can see where the cursor is. 7 million. 7.069 million Kenya shillings. So as you develop more leaders, you are building huge wealth. And moving on, when you step up to Diamond Director, the company pays for you 100,000 US dollars Silverado lifestyle. That is huge, my friends. That is crazy. You can see that. Very exclusive with your family, entire family. And then for the topmost performers, there's something else that is hiding on this side. Let me show you here. That is called Founders Profit Sharing Pool, where the founder just shares some crazy bonuses that can go in the tune of even 50 million Kenya shillings, but that is for the topmost performers like you and I in the future. Amen. I hope we are able to see that happening to all of us with time. Are things getting crazier and crazier? Okay, that is what can happen. And before I respond to the question that I saw there, yes, I can see so many amen. Only when you believe that you achieve. So let me answer the question first before I go to because the last one is for the team. Let me see again what Rose and asked here. If the new distributors don't step up, and I myself, I have done my three what? 3 in 30 or 3 what? Yeah, 3 in 30. Does that mean that I don't get any incentive? It is not about your distributor stepping up. Because stepping up, I'm sure, means to manager and above. It is about you as a person, if you're a distributor, stepping up to manager, or stepping up to senior manager, or stepping up to executive manager. You, not them. For them, they only need to have done 100 personal points or more. Rose, if I am answering your question, let me know, because I would love that you get it right. So your downlines must not step up, but they must have, the three of them must have 100 personal points the month they have joined. Then you, as a distributor, you step up to manager, get the amount for manager, or if you have stepped up to senior manager and you've sponsored 3, get the for senior manager, or if you have stepped up to executive manager and you've sponsored 6, and all the 6, they have more than 100 personal points, then you get the incentive for executive months, as long as it is within the first 5 full months. Gaira asks, in the 5 months, yeah, in the 5 months, excluding the month you join. Yes, yes. But in your mind, I love when you take the month you have joined as the first one, so that you are moving fast and you have bigger allowance for you to make sure you win the incentive. Okay, so that you don't go beyond the 5 full months by any bad luck. All right. Any other question on that? Let me now go to the last one. And we'll have exhausted all the incentives. And the last one is for the team. And there are many impromptu incentives that your uplines will be giving you. I know there are those when you step up, they give you a bottle of Aloe Vera Plus and so on and so forth. But this specific month, I want you to work very hard to get the dinner incentive. And this is something we've been sharing, but maybe some have not been very, very careful. Let me expand it a little. Oops, that's too much. Hope that can be seen. Gaira, can you see what I'm sharing? This is yes, this is no. This is yes, this is no. Because I'm sharing, I cannot see the text. Thank you, Gaira. Okay. So we are saying this, that we have a special incentive that we'll be having during the convention, 26th April, that is next month. We have a 5-star hotel dinner at the end of the day, in the evening of that day, most likely at Ole Sereni Emara. And we are saying that at KICC will be recognizing all the top 10s in these different categories. And I want you to finish very strong. So listen to this. The top 9, that is number 10 up to number 2, they will be recognized and they get framed certificates but that's it. But for number ones in all the categories, all the number ones will be invited for the five-star hotel dinner, all the number ones. So they will get a trophy. Remember, a trophy is something that will build your business for a lifetime. You get the framed certificate, the trophy, and the dinner. So these are very big incentives, if you ask me, for a serious business builder. What are the categories? The first category is personal sponsoring. Personal sponsoring. And we are saying personal sponsoring is the number of distributors that you are bringing, the new people you are bringing to your business. And this incentive started, the contest period is up there. It started from October last year to end of this month. So this month you have to finish very strong. This is the month that I expect to see people sponsoring 4 times of what they have been doing. You could be number 6, number 10 right now somewhere, but how you do it this month, you triumph and be number 1. Okay? Yeah, so this is the month to really make things happen. So that is personal sponsoring, where you get, we total the number of distributors that you've brought into the business. The second category is personal production. These are the personal PVs that you've been doing month in, month out, and this is the last month. So maximize on your personal PVs, the points you are doing at a personal level in your own account. Maximize that this month like crazy, as if you'll never do it again. Again, the same recognition there comes in. Number ones are the ones to get the trophy and the 5-star hotel dinner. Then the next one is team sponsoring, not personal, not this is supposed to be team sponsoring. Team sponsoring, then third category. And now when you hear of team, that means it's for directors and above. So we look at your team as a director. How many people have joined your organization for those months? October, November, December, January, February, March, 6 months. How many? And then we look at who has the highest as a director amongst all the directors. Then the next one is team production. Again, for directors, when you see team, it means director. Team production means you and your entire team, if we summed their personal PVs, all of them in your team, every month for those 6 months, who has the highest totals? And again, we rank them. And finally, an incentive that we put for the first time here, it has not been there in the other years, is what we are calling rising stars. Rising stars. Here we are considering those who have joined from July last year to date, and they are competing based on who sponsors the highest and their team, who steps up to makes many steps up. Maybe, for example, you've joined within this period and you've grown all the way to director. So we'll be looking at, you stepped up to manager, those are points. Then to senior manager, more points. Executive manager, more points. Director, more points. So you are likely to get so many points if you are stepping so many levels up. Then, if maybe in July, when the contest starts, you were a manager, have you been consistent all the months, even if you never took a step? Those are more points. And then, how many personal 3 in 30s have you been doing every month? So we'll count on that. So if I were you, I would do quite a number of personal 3 in 30s this month. I would take several steps, or at least a step. I would sponsor massively. I encourage my team to sponsor massively and all that. So those are the incentives, ladies and gentlemen. For directors, where all the new directors in the period, all the new directors or new Emerald directors, like now Susan, it means this is automatic, new Emerald directors or new Sapphire directors. I know Masi Koba and Professor Koba will be coming over from Zambia, from Malawi, our new directors. So automatically, we pay for you for the dinner, the five-star hotel dinner. So those who are not yet directors, this is the best month to step up to director and you join us in that dinner. Finally, please, if you have not registered, that allow me to call it ridiculous because only serious distributors will register for the convention. Or if you like, only those who are not serious will fail to register for the convention. So please make sure you have registered. The paybill number is there for those who are in the country. Those who are outside the country, you are applying. Director can guide you on how to register with consultation, of course, so that you can be part of this big event. We'll be having gift hampers, branded t-shirts, and other materials, and we'll be looking wow. So you don't want to miss out on this. 26th of April. If you have not registered, do it tonight before you go to bed. Business number is there, 247247. Account number, you put that number. Amount is 2,000 Kenya shillings. From next week, we'll start talking about guests, how we are going to invite guests and how much. Of course, I cannot pay the same amount as a member, but we will do massive invitations. We have very good guest speakers. You just want to tap from that. So that is it. And thank you so much for being there to learn about the incentives. Now you can go ahead and crush it and win all the incentives or help your team to really win the incentives. So we want to wind up in the next 4 minutes by doing the recognition to see who has done what in the month so far.